All right, so we have one last segment for the show. It's called Words to the World. I give the guest the last word, so you can promote any idea or tell us what you're working on or whatever you want to talk about. This is your time, so just let us know what your words to the world are.
My words to the world would be focused a little bit on what's happening right now in the world with the stay-at-home orders. I think just to be kind and to not get caught up in everything that you see on the news, maybe even just turn off the news, turn off cable news. That's been a big, I don't think pet peeve is the right word. It's more of I think it's the gouge of civilization. Turn off cable news, go outside, be nice to people. Don't read the comments on anything on the internet at all. Just try to take this time to regroup a little bit. I read somewhere that this was considered to be the great pause is a good way to put it for everyone to just have to stay home and be alone with your thoughts for a minute. And it's probably easier for me to say since I do live alone and I don't have kids eating everything in the fridge and screaming and having to teach them their curriculum and all that. But I just feel like take the opportunity, learn some lessons from what's happening right now. Come out of it with a new frame of mind that's maybe a little more open to others that aren't like you.
I blew it because I offered them earlier. I had this whole thing that I'd written down, that I wanted to say about the opportunity for everybody to be a pioneer. So I guess I'd just reiterate that because I didn't have a better idea. That this field is one that's constantly in flux, that's constantly growing. And every year there's new technologies, new techniques, new crimes, new challenges in policing. And of course, we're crime analysts. We're part of a larger profession of policing and police science. And every year there are opportunities for everybody in this field to create something, create an idea, a model, a technique, a formula, a document, a file, to create something that other people will use, that will move other people forward, that might have your name attached to it in 20 years or so. That we're going to use the elder technique in order to forecast crime in this series, that kind of thing. There's a ton of opportunity for that in this field. The best minds in crime analysis, the most advanced people, the people that you come to, the new analysts come to a conference and absolutely revere, still haven't thought of 90% of what needs to be thought of in this field. And so everybody's got an opportunity to contribute something. Find what really interests you, whether it's something substantive like a particular emerging crime. Heck, I don't think we have a good handle on cryptocurrency theft in the crime analysis field. So there's an opportunity right there. Somebody could be the expert on that for our association for some upcoming conference. We don't have enough models for predictive analysis. We're relying too much on simple models that were created for other purposes by academics who were trying to monetize them. We need to make our own models, and there are predictive methodologies that need to be developed. We need a return to community policing, obviously, in this country. We might call it something else, but we need to return to those basic principles, and there's a huge role for crime analysis to play. We need more effective ways of disseminating information to our audience. That old bulletin that we spend so much time creating that has that really careful layout, nobody wants to read that anymore. They want information given to them in order and in a platform that they can read on their hand. And we don't have, as far as I know, terribly good examples of the best products for this new era. So there's a ton of opportunity for every one of the 4,000 members of the IACA to contribute something innovative, something pioneering to this field. And I just want to encourage you to find what that is for you and pursue it.
Okay, well, my words to the world would be just to be brave in life, in your work, in relationships. A lot of times you're facing things that are new and scary and challenges. And just if in the back of your head, you could just say, be brave and take a deep breath and plow forward and just, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
My words for the world are to just find something you're passionate about and then find the job that matches it. And then when you do, advocate for yourself and your work. When you disseminate your analytical products, are they going into the email black hole or is it being used to its fullest potential?
Probably my biggest one is don't be afraid to step up. Quite honestly, there's so much in this profession where a lot of us have the same degrees or similar backgrounds. So don't be afraid to step up and be your own real promoter. I know it sounds kind of hucksterish to say, you have to promote yourself, but what's your brand? What type of person are you? Some folks are great at writing, promote that about yourself. Some folks are great at getting up in front of a crowd and talking, promote that about yourself. But a big portion of that is being able to step up and say with a certain level of confidence, this is what I am, this is how I do it. And at the end of the day, if you can stand on your own 2 feet and promote yourself, that's going to pay off in dividends. So always be able to stand up for yourself, put your neck out there, and always be able to say, I can confidently assert myself in whatever my professional endeavors may be.
If I would talk to the whole world, there is only one sentence. I would say, stop fighting and try to love each other. But I'm too poor for and too small for doing that. So let me talk to the crime analysis world. Doing your continuous learning every day, try driving change, do sharing your knowledge, and grow your international network.
Learn the difference between equity and equality, and I think that's especially important for supervisors. Equality means providing the same resource opportunity to every individual or group of people, but equity recognizes that each person has different circumstances and may require different opportunities or resources to reach an equal outcome. I think it's really important to wrap your mind around that. As supervisors, we want to make sure we treat everybody equal, but the important part is actually treat everybody with equity and equitable, because not everybody requires the same approach and handling. And once I realized that when I was a supervisor myself, that different folks working for me respond differently to different approaches, I became so much better as a supervisor. My job became so much easier. So my encouragement to supervisors would be, wrap your mind around situational leadership and learn the difference between equity and equality.
My words to the world are to be a lifelong learner and just remember that the data we get, the information we get, it's not like ours to hoard and to keep. And the more we can help each other and share our knowledge, I think the better we're all going to be. So that's my wisdom.
I think I'm going to hit a point home again. But analysts are truly that chief's catalyst. Because of their unique access and intimate knowledge of their agency and systems, they can really add value through showcasing where an agency is succeeding and maybe where they have some work to do.
Hey, look, I think I look back at my career and I've had success. And I think about, like, why have I had success? And I look at my skills and attributes and, like, what was it that I could point a finger to and say, this helped me get by, this helped me advance. And the one thing that I keep going back to is treating people well. So when I started at the Washington-Baltimore Haida, I was there for like 3 months, and Jeff Gersh decides he's going to leave and take a new job. And during those 3 months, I did the best job I could of just being kind to people, being nice to people, being helpful. And at the end of that, I got promoted into his role. Did I deserve it? Probably not. Was I qualified for it? Definitely not. But I treated people well, or I tried to the best I could. When I went to Alexandria, I did the same thing. When I went to Jacksonville, I just tried to treat people well. And to me, that is like the biggest thing, that if you add that to what you do already, and if you already have that, great. But if you don't, if you just treat people well, things tend to turn out for you. Good things tend to happen for you. And I think people underestimate that. I see all the time within departments, within companies, people wanting to fight and argue, or, I can't stand this person, I can't stand that person. But if you just change a little bit and you treat people well, golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated, you'd be surprised at the opportunities that would come to you. So I think that's something important. I know I'm going to try to continue doing that, and I'm thankful that it's worked out for me so far.